Wait, is this actually going to be fire? Are they cooking with this one? Is this one actually pretty fucking peak? We have Solo Leveling at Home. Episode 1 is here, but no, seriously, anyone who unironically uses that as an insult, I'm going to smack, because how many Kirito clones were we able to have before people got sick of it? Don't be stupid. But I'm excited to check out Tomb Raider King Episode 1. Do me a solid. Make sure you leave a like on the video, share, support, subscribe, ring that bell if you haven't already. And yes, Patreon for live reactions, all this and more. Let's jump into it and see how good the show is. I mean, the preview looked pretty good. I think it's just torturing him at this point. I think if he wanted to kill him quick, he would have done it already. He wants him to suffer. Either this thing has the weakest jaw or wanted to torture you, or you're built different. How are you still alive after it was munching on your ballsack like that? You're not... Bitch, you think you're special? I get schizophrenic in the dungeon all the time. I definitely question why the fuck the snake was, like, so weak at biting through him. But given the shit I was seeing him do with his muscles, like jumping in the sky like that, like Superman, maybe he's really that tough to bite through. Ooh, all right. Now it's coming back to me. I forgot about this. Completely wiped this. I forgot he had the Attack on Titan transformation. Or regrowing sequence. I mean, bro, you're already jumping like Superman. Now you got fucking regenerative properties. Basically, he had the FIFA player treatment where he got grazed on his shoulder and thought it was dislocated. I see it. Of course. So no different than many police forces in our own world. Got about 2 weeks of training and a temperament that is unmedicated. Let's see how that does. I like the fact that they're going like actual tomb raiding with this rather than just we're here to fight monsters or what. No, it's like literally about treasure. It's about relics. It's about wealth. This is a good one. This is dead ass one of my favorite first episodes of the season. I mean, I'm impressed. If it wasn't for Saga of Tanya the Evil yesterday, I'd say this is the best animated thing I've seen so far this season. This was really impressive production, but the best part about it is I can leave the first episode not oonga boonga dead in my mind, being like, I'm only into it because, like, of the bloody, amazing action. Like, I'm actually fascinated by the story and characters so far. Like, I like the MC. The concept of, like, a bunch of tombs popping up and then, like, going tomb raiding, and then you get these relics. The relics are magical, and they've integrated themselves into society. Bro's out here grinding for 15 years, gets killed, and gets to re-zero return by death, but with all of his previous skills and memories intact. The only thing that isn't correct is his body, because obviously it's 15 years in the past, so he does have to train that back up. Like, it doesn't matter what show comes first. This happens all the time, and I always have to express it. It doesn't matter if Jinwoo came after this guy, right? It doesn't matter if fucking Kirito isn't actually the first guy to look like Kirito. Whichever show is the one that makes that character design popular will be the one that gets compared to. This is a very hard pill for some people to swallow. They'll always be like, actually, 15 years ago in a land far ago, there was a character named Jonathan. Who gives a fuck, right? At the end of the day, Jinwoo is a popular character now because of Solo Leveling. So in doing so, anyone who looks like Jinwoo, whether Jinwoo came after or not, doesn't matter, will get compared. And that's where the Temu We Have Solo Leveling at Home comes in. The great thing about this is that it immediately stands on its own two legs. And I think, unfortunately, because this show doesn't have the same pull, I mean, I've not seen anywhere close to the same amount of buzz as I did before Solo Leveling dropped. If you even dared to say this wasn't going to be the most peak thing out there, people were ready to cut your balls off. I didn't see that same level of enthusiasm for Tomb Raider King. But as I always say, I don't follow what people say, I follow what I think. And I think this show's actually pretty fucking great. This was one of the best first episodes. And if you unironically write a show off just because there looks like it has similarities, I look at you as the same level of intelligence as people who have an irrational hatred for isekai. I don't think very highly of you. Because at the end of the day, right, there's people who have this hate boner that, oh my god, every isekai is the same. When in actuality, the past 5 years of isekai, most of the big isekai aren't actually that close to being the same. There's similar elements, maybe some character design, some initial intro, but almost immediately in every first episode anymore, they do something different. I'm not saying they're the Mona Lisa and they revolutionize, but they're not the exact copy and paste that they used to be in the 2010s. If you see a character that looks like Jinwoo, you see a character that looks like Kirito, or you see an isekai goddess, or a menu system, or a, quest log, and you're like, well, it's the exact same thing, it's the same slop. You're hate watching. You're refusing to see things outside of your preconceived notion. Because literally nothing about this first episode is soul leveling. Outside of, yeah, he kind of looks like Jinwoo. There's a menu system. The Tomb Raider stuff is different. The regression to 15 years right out the get-go I thought was very interesting. There's a lot here to explore, and I think they're going to have a fun time. The thing about it is I immediately do like this guy more than I like Jinwoo right off the bat, and I think he has his head on his shoulders, and I'm very interested to see what he's going to do. And I think the scene in the police station was probably my favorite part of the entire episode, so you can't even just say, oh, I love this because it was an action bloodfest. No, the way that you have apparently this rich mother and her rich spoiled ass kid. The kid picked a fight, decided to act like a FIFA player and say, ooh, my shoulder, officer, please arrest him. And then in doing so, we get to see this. It kind of reminds me of a superhero story, because a good superhero story will ultimately showcase the guy's new powers in a very comedic and almost accidental way. So if Spider-Man just became Spider-Man, he might accidentally fucking grab something that gets thrown because of his spider sense and his new reflexes. And the way this old biddy decided to try to smack him, and then like he had the spider sense reflex, or the way the guy charges at him and he fucking roundhouse kicks him and tosses him around, just very cool. And then the way they use the at the end of the episode when he's in his jail cell and he starts like freaking out because there's a menu screen and then like the jailer comes over, just a really good way to explore it. I don't know, to me, like, I see a lot of potential with this one. I feel like a fraction, and I mean that, a fraction of the people who watch Solo Leveling will even peak this, because unfortunately, this is something I talk about all the time. The anime community only really gives attention to shows if hype's there, which is just how it is. If it's hyped, if it has a big fan base that's glazing it right from the get-go. Because I guarantee you, if this show had the same momentum that Solo Leveling had from the very beginning, before it even dropped, this show would be breaking Reddit karma, all that type of bullshit. Now, granted, r/anime, I think, is sucking their own dick again and not allowing discussions on this because, is it really anime? But you get my point, right? Like, this show would have fucking momentum. And now, this show basically has to exist like a lot of anime. It has to really build up that surprise hype. Will it? I don't fucking know, man. I took a peek at some content creators I know of, and they're not really getting some crazy numbers, so it's probably not going to pull. All I can say is, as I always do, I talk about what I fucking think is good, and this is actually really fucking good. I'm very excited for this one. I remember thinking the trailer looked cool, but we got Attack on Titan regeneration in his legs, bro. One point he fucking bounces off a wall, and I swear to God, he must had superhuman level legs, because he went from like an adult chest level to fucking 30 feet in the air just from jumping off a wall. Like, he had some superhuman acrobatics, and I was impressed. Action was great. Sound design was great. I think there's 2 dubs airing at the same time. I think there's both a Korean and a Japanese dub airing at the exact same time, so you have your pick for whichever one you want. But I leave a happy camper. I expect everyone to just make... See, the difference between me and a lot of people is I'll make the joke, but I'll immediately just be like, I'm not serious. I think it's stupid. Like... It's just absolutely ridiculous, but most people will be unironically like, we got Temu Solo Leveling over here. It's like, no, we don't. We don't. I mean, if that's the case, you have to keep that same energy for every isekai, quote-unquote, being the same, because while, yes, there's a lot of similarities, once again, doesn't matter which one came out first. If you just gotta copy and paste episode 1 of Solo Leveling, you're fucking kidding yourselves. Don't be stupid. Give actual discussion and debate if you have it. Thoughts down below. Leave a like, share your support, subscribe, ring that bell, and yes, Patreon, full live reactions to this and more. If I see enough demand, we will do this one on YouTube. I'll probably try it for another week or 2 just to be safe, but if this one ain't getting fucking viewership, I'm just going to enjoy it in peace over on Patreon. But either way, if you're already over there, I'll give you a video shout out too, because my patrons are what make these YouTube videos possible. Alright, so today we've got A Barrett, 10 Crazy, Devlakic D, Rookie, Winter Naomi Vera, Aracito, Alexin Free, and we also have Krizo Wipers. I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you all have a good one.